Kate Sessions' Commitment is leading a tree mapping effort with GIS interns, local professionals, and community members. This video will cover map types, data sources, and local applications. Some viewers may find it fascinating, others overwhelming. Some sections may benefit from corrections or clarifications, so give us some feedback. We'll start with tree inventory maps, which mark each tree with latitude, longitude, and species. Data can be added for tree condition and management activities, and there are many local databases. Street trees in the city of San Diego have been inventoried by contractors, with grants of about $1 million from CAL FIRE. We'll show you how to apply these to view existing street trees and places to plant them. The data are in a spreadsheet with common name, diameter range, height, latitude, and longitude, also vacant sites. This street tree data can be displayed in Google My Maps, here shown by species, and here by diameter range. These are large street trees in Hillcrest. Vacant sites were also marked by arborists collecting the street tree data as places where additional street trees could be planted. Zoom in to see where trees could be planted on individual streets and neighborhoods. Now look at the same streets in satellite view. Zoom in further to see where trees could be planted relative to the houses and front yards. Click on Google Street View to tour the neighborhoods. Here's a street where there are already some street trees, and a street where front yards have been covered by concrete and trees would not be planted there. Tree Plotter is a national platform used locally to record and display data on individual trees. Tree San Diego is using it for tracking local projects. The tree inventory for Balboa Park is displayed on Tree Plotter. Look for information about your favorite trees. Click on each pin to get more information about that tree and sometimes a photo. The other type of tree map is based on land cover for each parcel. An overview will be given for the U.S. tree map, the LIDAR-based maps, SanGIS data, and the National Land Cover Database. The U.S. tree map is based on multispectral data gathered from remote sensing instruments on low-level flights by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. EarthDefine uses artificial intelligence to transform the images into land cover types. This land cover data is displayed in maps available from PlanetGeo in the Tree Canopy platform. 2 years ago, UCSD purchased the City of San Diego data from 2014 and 2020. San Diego State interns have been analyzing the data, which includes percent of each parcel covered by 6 different land covers. Tree canopy percent is shown for parcels in Linda Vista. Maps can show land uses. On the left are different residential types. On the right are owner and renter occupied parcels from county property records. Percent soil, grass, or shrubs show which parcels have more space to grow more trees, shown on the left. If a parcel is covered by buildings and pavement, shown on the right, there won't be spaces to plant trees. Socioeconomic and health data is also provided from the 2020 census for census blocks. Blocks generally have 600 to 3,000 residents. Several census blocks are combined in a census tract. The San Diego U.S. tree map data is currently accessed using ArcGIS Online, a free platform. As there are some data restrictions, access is generally granted by community plan area. Many cities have a subscription to an information system that integrates planning, tracking, and public access to this data. Land use and other regional land-based data can be accessed from SanGIS. At SanGIS, the Parcel Lookup tool allows easy public view of the boundaries of each parcel, with faint lines showing the location of street easements. Also in this tool, click on the right to view layers for existing or planned land use of each parcel. LiDAR is a technique to gather spatial data, which is then transformed to show individual trees or parcel-based tree canopy maps. Intense focused light beams are emitted and the time measured for the light to reflect back to the instrument. This is used to compute distances to objects in 3 dimensions: latitude, longitude, and elevation. The City of San Diego had 2014 LiDAR data, and it was processed to calculate 7 land cover types for each parcel. Tree canopy is displayed on the city's map platform, and average tree cover was calculated as 13%. The percent tree cover is displayed by council district and community, and data is available at SanGIS for various geographic areas and land uses. The National Land Cover Database has almost 30 years of data, though at a low resolution of 30 meters. It is the definitive land cover database nationally, and it is used for national environmental, land management, and modeling applications. Data can be downloaded by region and for years from 2001 to 2021. The National Land Cover Database is used in the iTree Landscape platform. iTree Landscape calculates tree benefits by census block in both units and dollars. It calculates area of canopy, impervious surfaces, plantable space, also carbon sequestration, air pollution removal, rainfall interception, and avoided runoff. Our next section is about maps that consider equity. Locally, we use 4 maps and will describe each in turn. The tree equity score is based on tree canopy from the U.S. tree map, 2020 census data, heat, and health data. Tree equity scores are calculated for each census block. They are shown as orange for low scores and green for higher scores and more trees. Scores below 100 have less tree canopy and more demographic inequities than the average census block in the city of San Diego. Zoom to individual census blocks and see the current canopy cover and selected census data for that block. CalEnviroscreen 4.0 has data for every census tract in California. It includes more than 40 pollution and population measures, but not tree cover. Disadvantaged communities are colored in shades of orange. The city has developed a climate equity index to assess potential impacts from climate change and identify communities of concern to prioritize climate-related investments. The National Climate and Environmental Justice Tool highlights areas that are overburdened by pollution and whose populations are underserved. This map was used to identify eligible areas for the $10 million grant from the U.S. Forest Service. Until recently, maps were printed on paper and were not interactive. This map shows historical landscapes in Mission Hills. Maps were published in the 1930s to indicate lending risks. High risks were shown in red and generally applied to neighborhoods with small lots and non-white populations. Parcel assessor maps show layout of subdivisions. The street easement width is circled here, and it is useful for marking where street trees can be planted. Community plans have an urban landscape element and often a tree map for major streets. Species are listed for public trees on individual streets or areas. Now we'll discuss some applications for tree maps. They can be applied to make comparisons among different land uses or jurisdictions. Tree equity and tree benefits can be compared by census blocks. Street tree maps can show trees of different species and sizes. Sometimes trends are available. The U.S. tree map can indicate progress toward tree canopy goals in the Climate Action Plan. Maps can also show where trees have been lost. The U.S. tree map data shows that the City of San Diego's tree canopy was 11.3% in 2014 and 11.9% in 2020, an increase of 0.6%. Tree maps invite us to imagine opportunities. Large tree planting efforts depend on community factors that are easily visualized on maps. Site suitability can be related to land use and property ownership and vegetative cover. Imperviable surfaces show where trees can't be planted. Communities can start with the vacant sites and then look at land cover maps, land uses, and community interests to identify possible sites. These need to be confirmed and residents assured that they can opt in or opt out. Some of the maps are open source with free access. Others have limited access, and the Kate Sessions team can assist communities with access and analysis. Free platforms are used, both ArcGIS Online and Google My Maps. Maps are indeed powerful sources of information and insights. Kate Sessions' commitment will continue to work with communities, other nonprofits, San Diego State, and UCSD to broaden the application of tree-related maps to our local trees and urban forestry programs.